Hello, Carolina. How are you today?
I'm
Good to see you.
great. Thanks for invitation for that
Fantastic.
great meeting.
Good morning.
And
Hey,
we have Grzegorz.
how are you today?
Good. I'm fantastic. I'm on my way to Warsaw in a few hours for a mentoring program, which I'm starting. So very excited.
You are quite busy these days.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
But I like that. And we are talking today about sharing knowledge. So I hope you will
Indeed.
also share your experiences because I've seen you here and there.
So maybe let's grab some drinks and
Absolutely.
we can.
Let's
Let's
go,
do
guys.
it.
Welcome to Heineken Krakow Unfiltered Talks, where business meets passion. In today's episode, you'll hear how sharing knowledge helps us grow, support each other, and work better together.
So we are here in our Unfiltered Talk podcast to talk about knowledge sharing. So maybe because before we start the conversation, what knowledge sharing means to you? How you understand
So
it?
for me, this is being active and participate in many different activities where you can actually have a chance to share what you know, what you learned. And this is also the whole process in supporting another person in their development. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, so
Same.
for me, it's sharing my own experience with others or getting experience from others because when I imagine how many times I faced different issues that if I knew other knowledge, I would solve them quickly to save myself like bad emotions or emotions that I didn't want to feel and so on. And thanks to knowledge sharing, or I can support somebody else, or somebody else can support me and make my life easier. So this is
Yes,
knowledge
and
sharing
it's
for me.
never like only one direction of transferring this knowledge, because you can also receive very interesting question from your audience, let's say, and then it also challenge your experience, and you need to really think about what might be the potential answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes when I get questions, why do you do it, and how do you find the time? And I always say this is because of me. I get so much out of it. Helping others and learning from others in the return. So, absolutely fantastic idea. So let's explore a bit the knowledge sharing. And I'm very interested in our conversations how we see it, what we do, and also from the perspective of your personal experiences, but also organization. What we do in Heineken and how we build this culture in Heineken that it is possible to engage in different activities. So maybe you first start. How do you see this culture of Heineken? You've been here for a while, and how you see it, and what possibilities you have, and how you take advantages of those possibilities.
Yes, so I need to admit that we have a lot. I think,
Yeah.
Greg, you agree
Quite
with
a lot,
me.
indeed.
Yeah, especially that if you have something in your mind, you can actually do that. And it's not only knowledge sharing, but it also refers to any different activities. But maybe let's focus on knowledge sharing. So, for example, right now we are starting a series of Heineken meetups, high-tech meetups, and we plan to make 4 of them this year. So this is one example of such an activity in our organization. Greg, maybe you have some?
Yeah, absolutely.
Other-
Yeah. So from my own experience, so we both work in this world of agility and so on, and probably a lot of people can recall November 2022 GPT 3.5. I got hooked, and so it might really change the way we operate as individuals, as team, and so on. And I started learning, exploring, and so on. And here is the kicker. Then I was able to start sharing the knowledge within Heineken, start organizing internal trainings, and it was simply amazing, because it was a natural profile of my position here in the organization. So from this standpoint, it's amazing in Heineken.
Yeah, so we invest a lot in promotion of AI as a company. And then when I compare it also to other organizations which are present, for example, on the Krakow market, I think that we are really active in that area, but also in promoting women, I would also said, because we are also part of Tech Leaders program this year. I think that we are a golden sponsor of that. And Greg is a mentor in that program. I had a chance to be a mentor a couple of years ago. So I think that we also are focused really on supporting women in their development journey.
Absolutely. I had questions about mentoring for later, but let's you pick up this topic. Mentoring is very important. I'm also mentoring a lot internally and externally, and this is what we are talking at the very beginning. How you can learn a lot, and I asked Greg to be my mentor in AI, and I hope we will start soon because I'm starting my journey here. But there's a lot of opportunities for mentoring, and for me, being at the kind of advanced age of my career, I've been on both sides, and I got a lot of it. You are talking about mentoring others, especially in D&T, the digital and technology area. Why you do it? Why do you spend time mentoring? Especially you mentioned women.
Yeah. So I'm really proud because one of my mentees, she actually changed the job within and her career path within Heineken, and right now she's a Scrum Master. So after 3 months of a mentoring program, she developed her skills that much that she totally changed her career path, and she started in totally different department, not connected at all with IT. So this is really great that we have this kind of opportunities inside organization.
Yeah. And it's really fulfilling, yeah. And it's like works both ways, because from one side you can see that when people benefit from the knowledge that you are giving them, so they don't have to spend hours or digging it out. It's great. And from the other side, you can use it as a mirror, because if you want to, let's say, teach somebody something, share knowledge, you will grab where are the gaps in your own experience that you can explore further. So I think that to be a good mentor and share knowledge in a good way, you need to be on the both sides.
Absolutely. And this mirror is sometimes very difficult when you're
absolutely.
like, oh my God, for so many years I didn't do this, or I was doing this mistake. But it's very, very rewarding. And I like mentoring very much. We have, you are talking about D&T because you represent the digital technology function in our organization, but there are also other parts of the organization when there is also mentoring pretty strong, and there's a lot of people, myself and some others, mentoring inside and outside. A lot of focus on women, and I know we also include men in every programs, but I think that's also important that we support women, because if we look at every statistics, there's always still a gap in the women in leadership positions, in STEM, in technology. This is something we really want to boost.
And I have a question to you, actually, Greg, about that, because recently I read the article that women are more afraid of using AI, and when you are participating in these workshops, so how do you see the percentage of participation? Like, who is the most active in that? Do you see that?
Well, that's interesting question. I didn't expect that one.
Okay, yeah.
But honestly, I do not see that. That this is a problem. Well, I would see that when we are in this space, that people think that they need to be technical. Yeah, but I would not differentiate if it's like women or men.
Okay, so you do not see that, for example, in Heineken, more men are active in those AI
No, in fact, it's like 50-50. So it's really, at least here, it's like 50-50. But while we're talking about that, from your own experience, can you differentiate the pace of progress of development of an individual between those that have participated in the mentoring session as a mentee or mentors, and people that never have participated in such activities? Do you see the difference, or it does not matter too much over time?
I think mentoring helps. I would imagine that people who don't do mentoring, they always, progress quite fast in their careers. But I think mentoring is very helpful. It's not only because you learn and you get a new knowledge, but it's also because of mentoring. If you mentor somebody and somebody has a question and you don't have the answer, you probably know someone who can help this person. So for me, also this part of networking in mentoring is very important, and this can also speed up the development of the people, and also it gives the wider perspective. Because sometimes, we mentor people, I work in the general, what it's called human resources. We call it people function here in Heineken, but it's mostly about, people skills. And people skills, they apply to everybody. But you can see, sometimes I work with someone from finance or technology. I don't know this areas, but because I know people, I can also help them. So I think I would see mentoring as something really helpful in the career. And you have someone, if you have a good relationship, it doesn't finish with the program. You continue to call. I get calls from people I mentored 10, 15 years ago, and we have a conversation and they want to ask a question and I learn from them. So for me, this is really something I would recommend to everyone, because it's very good to have someone who will help you, who will push you, who will give you questions, but also share a lot of knowledge and share the environment they have.
Yeah,
What
but I
about
think
you?
that in general, this knowledge sharing is not only about mentoring, right?
Ah,
But
yeah,
there are much more activities. In here, you are also, Greg, a part of learning and development community and train the trainers community. Yeah, and I'm also a part of that, and this is again a very rewarding experience, I would say. You know, providing trainings internally for our employees.
Yeah, this is a nice initiative, and on the top of that, you can share your knowledge not only from your, let's say, professional expertise, but if you have some particular skills, knowledge you want to share, nobody would be blocking you from doing that, as long as there are people willing to participate. Yeah, at least from my side, I experienced that you have a green light to go organize a training, share the knowledge. So
Yeah.
amazing, from this.
I'm
point of
really
view.
impressed, because I remember I started in Heineken 6 years ago and we didn't have that. Then we started with like few people, mainly Excel trainings, because there was the need for the organization. And we have one passionate person here. Now I believe it's over 40 people. And
I think that even 100.
Oh my God, so
I received some email recently, and I
really?
think that it's even
that was from the last
Yeah,
year. So, but I know they were doing the new
Editions
and people applied. So fantastic, because that's, I can see that we do everything from, negotiating skill, presentation, AI, Excel, Power BI. There's so many different things. And what I also like is that, there's a lot of programs which are prepared by people. It's you can share what's in your area, but in the finance, the academies for different, record to report or order to cash streams, it was all prepared, or FP&A, it was all prepared by employees, and they ran it, and it's apparently very good quality, and it's really liked, and people get a lot of that. So I'm really impressed and very grateful that you and others want to join and help the L&D team.
And exactly the good example of that is Heineken Tech Insights. This is a podcast. It was actually, organized and initiated by our colleague. So he had an idea.
Who joined and just started it.
Yes, exactly. So he had an idea, or maybe let's do a podcast about like what we are doing here about technology. And, with support of the girls from communication team, they simply started recording that. So this is also really great, because you can have, when you have a good idea in here, you can really get the funds to do that. Yeah.
And even right now, we are in a nice location, so it's as well important factor, because not only we can organize events internally, but as well, like there was the Agile Pod Wawelem and so on. We're organizing here in the office that we invited people from the outside. A lot of different experts could come, and then as well they share knowledge, you build contacts, because of course there is this part where different people present and it's great, but there is like this socializing.
Yes.
So it's really at least beneficial from my perspective, because then you learn in a
and you build also the network.
Absolutely.
I think that in today's world this is crucial, to build the network and really build your position, especially in this world of social media and so on. So if you are not sharing what you have, no one is gonna do it on your behalf. So
absolutely. And I think you mentioned in today's world, there's so many things, and everything is changing so fast that, having this mindset of constant learning and looking for for knowledge, but also being brave to say that, I don't know, and ask more questions. This is very important. And you probably have a lot in this area of AI, which you are exploring. I think this is something which gives us a lot of space to discover and learn, not forgetting about stuff, and things we have and we still need to develop and learn. But this is the world when you cannot, if you stay in one place, you are missing out, and you will be,
Yeah. And you just mentioned AI knowledge sharing, and another amazing thing is that here we have opportunities, possibilities to leverage the tool based on artificial intelligence to share the knowledge. Because what is happening right now, what I observe, that if you would like to be mentored by somebody, get some knowledge, those tools are so great in preparation that all those different, smaller, simpler questions can be answered to you. You can build your own understanding knowledge base without the need to go anywhere else, ask anyone else, and you bring those more sophisticated, complex topic to the person. And I experienced that myself. I'm like, how do you know all this stuff? And it was that one of the tools was leveraged for that. So in practice, it was amazing to observe because it cuts this time.
I mentor a couple of people, and one person I asked, if she could go to Chat GPT, whatever tool she uses for artificial intelligence, and ask, what she should do in the next 5 years to get to a certain level, explaining what she does now, what experience she has. It was amazing what she got out of it. And there was a lot of things which were not applicable, but there was a lot of things, even the courses and information and books she could find out and read, preparing for the next role she wanted. So really amazed. I was really amazed. There was a great experience for me.
So for this preparation step, I think that this is also great. But on the other hand, this contact with a real person, I think
indispensable. Absolutely.
You cannot,
I can never be working only with AI agents and artificial intelligence. I need people energy.
Absolutely. And another angle about knowledge sharing is different kind of shadowing sessions. Again, I experienced that I was able to attend different meetings to observe how different people facilitate, solve conflicts, address different issues, and of course other way around as well, that somebody could come to the meeting that I was part of, observe in silence, and later share this observation. Because when we are involved, especially when emotions kick in, then we sometimes forget about the surrounding, how different people perceive us. So it's another great opportunity.
And we have also this short time assignments program, right? Inside in here. And I recently saw it on our internal social media on workplace that one colleague of ours, she's moving to Singapore, I think, for 6 or Malaysia somewhere there. For 6 weeks, for 6 months, for this short time assignment. So you have also this chance, to apply for a position in other department, even abroad, and also learn there.
Because it's good to share and learn, but also you have to practice. So, there was, when you were talking, I was thinking that it's good when we go and observe and we go through different trainings and we do mentoring and we are mentees, but then you have to do things to really learn them. Can you share something, because you are very active and you do a lot of things, not only mentoring, but you have your own agendas, with sharing the knowledge in different ways. Can you share how you do it and, what is it? Very shortly, but, what would be the tips for people to
so
do it?
For me, last year, that was my own plan, like to build a little bit more my personal brand, let's call it that way. And I decided simply to apply as a speaker to a couple of conferences. And it was basically that I just scrolled the LinkedIn and I looked at my colleagues, where they gonna be speak, for example, in next 6 months. And I was like, okay, so next year I'm gonna try to apply to this exactly conferences. So it was not a very sophisticated strategy, just thinking about where I can apply, where I can be a speaker and where can I share the knowledge and try it. just simply. And of course, in some places I failed, but in some I was accepted, and I had a chance to speak and be a speaker and share my knowledge, especially about agile way of working and how it impacts on well-being of employees. So. Yeah. And so my advice is not to be afraid and just simply try. And what is, I think, also important, that every time when you submit a paper, you receive the feedback. So this is also a learning opportunity that even if you are not accepted, you receive a feedback why you are not. So next time you can be better simply in that.
Fantastic tip and example, because I remember I just went back, memory line, and that was what was blocking me. I never thought I'm good enough to, how can I mentor someone, or how can I go to the conference and talk about someone? There's plenty of other people who know more and are better in it, and this is really the worst you can think, because of course there are people who are smarter, better, and they know more, but we all have different experiences and we can share. So it's just to go out and try and learn from it.
I absolutely can relate to both responses, because the only way is through, it seems, that you will need to face kind of fears that you have inside, because you can think, oh, but what do I really know? Or maybe what I know will not be beneficial for people. And even when I started those AI knowledge sharing and so on, I heard voices about, hey, but you are not working in this AI space and so on. Why do you even provide the trainings? But at the end of the day, if you have some good knowledge to share, some really valuable pieces of information, the more practical, the better. And you see that people resonate with them. They can really change the way they operate on an everyday basis. Who cares? But you need to face those fears, and you need to get discouraged. Try. If you fail, just learn, and probably sooner or later you will succeed. And maybe it would be the path for you to explore further.
Yes, and the more often you start to appear on this kind of events, you also started to be more visible for the community. So I think that this is also important, because then people start to treat you as an expert in this or that area.
And self-perception changes so amazing that after some time you find yourself in a spot that, oh, I have already delivered this X amount of trainings, and you have this vague thoughts in your head when you are trying to talk you out of it. And right now you are already there. So
absolutely. And I think, internally here also, you mentioned, we were talking about L&D and training communities. And, if anybody has an idea, we have support, because, there are different frameworks to build trainings or, presentation, how to build it and how to also speak, how to move on the stage. And that also can be helped internally with somebody who wants to do it. So it's just, if you want, you just do it.
Yes, and very often we do it, during our regular working hours. And I think that this is also something that it's worth to be mentioned, that Heineken supports us in all that activities. So we can do it,
And there are no barriers. What is another interesting thing about Heineken, I believe, that there are no barriers in terms who you can talk to. Because we have a lot of different events, gatherings, and so on. And during those gatherings, there is you can go and talk to anybody. And there is this no artificial wall that you feel uncomfortable. It's like a normal talk. And it's as well great opportunity to share the knowledge and, sometimes ask the question in these more private settings that usually not possible in different organizations.
I'm very proud of that we have it, and it's thanks to people like you and everybody else who is also participating, because I always believe that we have an impact on where we are. We might not have the impact of the whole organization, in Krakow, in the whole world, but we can make a difference in our teams. And then the spread is we drop the stone in the water and it goes all around. I have a question for you, because you had a good question, what do we think about how mentoring can help? But maybe I will ask you how these experiences and when you changed something for your careers when you started to go into this path of knowledge sharing and sharing your expertise.
Yes, so for me, I'm definitely more self-confident. So for me, this is the biggest, I think, shift in my mind, I would say. And I'm not afraid of asking for more challenges or accepting some new opportunities when they are appearing. So I think that this is the most important thing. I'm not afraid of taking that.
Huh. Interesting. So I think that it opens new opportunities.
Yeah.
So you do not feel stuck, because I believe that a lot of the times, a lot of people experience that they are on their career path. It might be ending. We are living in such times, rapid changes and so on. And you can, okay, so where I'm going to be in like 2 years, 3 years, and this knowledge sharing, opportunities to train and so on can open new doors for you, that you see the light and say, okay, so maybe this is for me the new path. And it's great because in a secure environment, you can test it and check, is it for me or maybe not? Something that, again, in other circumstances might be more costly.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I have two things, when I think about my journey. First is that, when I was young and I started working, I thought that I have to know everything. So I was always afraid of asking questions or sharing my opinion because I was, oh my God, they might be stupid. And when you step up and you talk or you start presenting or working with others, then you become more confident, less kind of anxious, and also concerned about how you look, how you say, if you are open and curious. So there was one thing, and definitely the confidence. In my line of work, I very often have to have difficult conversations, and I have to, there are challenging conversations, and that helps because if we are confident and we have I don't have every knowledge, but I know I'm expert here. It's easier to have a conversation based on the facts and also empathy and respect for others. So yeah, absolutely. What's next for you? You are so busy and you do so many things. Any initiatives you mentioned something, but what are you going to be involved in next year or so? I'm not asking for 5-10 years because who knows, but
yeah. So I've already mentioned this series of Heineken meetups that we're gonna have. So I'm gonna be a proud host of those meetups. And so this is the one, and the second one that I'm gonna be present on a Scrum Impulse conference in Slovakia this year, this May, when I'm going to provide a workshop about system thinking and how system thinking improves flow. So those are, two topics that I'm going to be involved in the nearest future. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, no surprise. Yeah. I hope and I believe that I will be involved in exploring this AI spend and sharing knowledge. We have amazing colleagues here already that step up and as well join this path, and we want to provide even more sophisticated trainings with the tools we have, so people can prepare, be confident, comfortable. So this one side of the coin. Another coin is the side is that I will have opportunity to go and lecture at some universities and talk to students about how to use this technology in practice, from practice, and second, how it could impact the labor market in the upcoming years, so they can prepare and understand that this technology is already being used inside the organization and how to maybe pivot a little bit to prepare better for the future.
And for you, Eva, you are going to Warsaw today, right?
Yeah, I'm starting. I will be participating in mentoring program. There's a program for young ladies, for women, and she leads. And I'm also still finishing another program, leadership. This is also for women. So a couple of mentoring programs for me and a conference in 2 weeks. I'm going with a colleague from Heineken also to present, to talk about shared services and how we are building the employee experience here, because I think we have fantastic examples, which you shared a lot here. And that's what I'm very happy to go, because this is a topic I really enjoy talking about and sharing the fantastic things people are doing here.
And what do you find the most challenging being a mentor? Because you have already some experience. And I assume that there were some situations that could be challenging.
Well, it all depends. Sometimes people want to come and they want mentor because they think, if they talk to me, that I can get them a job in the organization. So,
Okay.
so it happens a lot. And I have a friend who matches those pairs, mentees for different programs. And she said that, a lot of applications like that. And I understand, you start, you trying. And I always say that's fantastic because they are brave enough to do it. But this is not about mentoring. I can help, I give tips, but, this is not about mentoring. And, I had someone saying, I didn't want you, I didn't want anyone from HR, I wanted somebody else. And, how to convince, well, not convince, but also show, okay, so if we are here, maybe there is something. And we have had a great relationship and, there's a lot of exchange of expertise. So I think the attitude, because, and also sometimes people come intimidated, they don't know. And, it's like if you ask them, okay, so what's your objective? And like, I don't know. So, just making this first step. And when you do it, later is quite easier. But I love working with people. So for me, with all due respect to AI and all of that, I'm a people person.
Yeah, but it's great that you can share with, especially if people are looking for different opportunities, jobs, and so on. It's great that if they have access to somebody on the other side, because I believe that all of us have conducted many interviews. We were on both sides. And sometimes even through this conversation, you can spot some behaviors that might be not beneficial for this person. And you can give some advice in a gentle manner. And this person can already do not make this mistake again and again and again. So I believe that this is a great opportunity for mentees.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well.
I have so many points in my head for a discussion, but we are going to close this conversation. I'm very grateful that you came and very appreciative for sharing your knowledge and having this discussion. It was
so
fantastic.
Thank you very much
discussion.
for the invitation.
And we can continue.
Yes.
Definitely. There will be a lot to talk in the near future.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You.
Thank you very much.
Make sure you tune in to other episodes of Heineken Unfiltered Talks and get to know our fascinating employees,